Willis. Yeah, that. Well, maybe in more.
I'd like to call to order the City of Keokuk Council meeting, April 18th, 2024, 501 Main Street at 5:30 PM. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 3, can I have a roll call?
Crenshaw, Walker,
Here.
Garcia, Altmans,
Here.
Dade,
Here.
Andrews,
Here.
Tillman,
Here.
Bryant,
Here.
Greenwald,
Here.
7 present, 2 absent.
Item number 4, mayor's correspondence. Just a couple outreach things. Keokuk Catholic Schools is presenting their Showboat Night, and its theme is the Roaring Twenties. It's Saturday, April 20th. Doors open, and the silent auctions begin at 4 o'clock. Dinner served at 5:30 p.m. Live auction from 7 to 9 p.m. and music by Stumptown beginning at 9 p.m. Then on Sunday, April 21st, from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Trinity Methodist Church, there's an international food event, food samples from different countries, and live music. Price to sample the food is $5. I would like to let you have a little update on the Rural Emergency Hospital. Here's what we know as of this week. Inside is still on board and working to bring us this much-needed REH. The legislation has passed in Iowa as of this past week. Carlene Nelson and Insight have signed the contract, and Carlene Nelson has the blueprints for the remodeling. We will be seeing some temporary signage going up in the next few months, with work beginning around the same period. Things in the government do not always move fast, and patience is not a virtue for a lot of people, including myself. Stay positive, things are happening. Insight Representative Dane Walling, Public Works Director Brian Carroll, Keokuk Economic Development President Carrie Klepfer, and myself are headed to Washington, D.C. at the end of the month. We will be meeting with our congressmen and women to get support for the REH and speed up the process. It would be great if we could say that Keokuk is the home of our first REH in Iowa. The sooner the better. We have many more lives to be saved in our community. We will also be reaching out for grants and support for the old bridge and for repurposing the water towers. And then tonight, We are going to be saying goodbye to one of our council people and also to a person, the same person who has been very kind and very helped very much in our community. She has excelled in all the positions that she's accomplished, and we are going to miss her. But I also know that she is excited for her new position, and we also want you to know, Shelley, that if you ever want to come back, we're here. We'll find some kind of a place. I don't know. You might have to be the mayor, but we will be here, and full support for where you're going. Good luck, and your plaque didn't arrive yet, so I'll get it to you if I have to drive it. How's that? Thank you very much, Shelley, for all you've done for Keokuk.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, road trip. See Shelley.
It's
Okay.
just north of Okoboji, Iowa.
Okay, item number 5, citizens' request. If there's anybody here that would like to speak on behalf of any item that they would like to talk about, you can come to the podium. Take about 5 minutes. If you want to talk about something and you have somebody else who wants to speak about the same thing, keep it as not repetitive as possible. And state your name, address, and speak really clear into that microphone. Do we have anybody? Okay. Yes? You can, yes, but you got to come forward into that mic.
Hi, my name is Erica Barrett, and I live at 729 Grand Avenue. I applied for Shelley's soon-to-be vacant seat, and I know that there's interviews that are scheduled to be for May 2nd. I am unable to be in town. I'm actually going to be on the plane during the council meeting, and so I won't be able to even do like a phone interview. And so I'm just wondering if there might be another time that that interview could be done, or if there's any accommodation that could be made.
Okay, so how it's working right now is there's a press release out there stating that you have to bring in a bio and some reasons why you would be on the council. And that press release was scheduled to go out tomorrow. And then we would be voting on, or we would be interviewing on May 2nd during the workshop. Erica has come to me and said that she cannot do that because, and we talked about her just being on Zoom, and because she's on a plane, she can't Zoom. So we need to continue either the way it's going to be sent out. We either need to stop the press release, or it's supposed to go out Saturday, or we need to just kind of talk about it tonight, how everybody feels. I just don't know what to do, which way or the other, so.
Yeah, I think that if it's not already out, there's no problem with moving it over, moving it.
I encourage you, though, to think a little bit about that, because what if we pick another date and somebody can't come that day? It's kind of a tricky situation, so I think, it's not on the agenda, so we can't talk about it in the workshop, right?
I was going to say maybe if you could do like a video, if that's something that then they could show during council. Because the questions are the same for everybody, yes?
Yes.
So then she could answer those questions, and then you could just do it as a video, and we could perhaps play it during the council meeting.
How does everybody feel about that? Anybody have any?
Are you providing the questions to the council?
We will be providing the questions, but they will not, they are not ready yet.
Yeah, but I was going to say before everybody gets the questions beforehand anyway. So it's not like she'd have extra time to prepare or anything. And I would say, it doesn't have to be a high production value, but it's
know
just an
that
opportunity for you to
pre-screening.
hear her talk about that.
We usually don't give them the questions before we ask here,
Oh, okay.
but if she was to do a video, we would ask her, somebody would ask her the questions in the video. She
Yeah.
would not get them ahead of time.
So then you could just come in and do the video prior, and then it could just be played to the council when we are that day, perhaps.
Okay, so I think we'll leave things as they are for the 2nd, and we will go from there. Thanks, Erica. Item number 6, consent agenda. Minutes of the special city council meeting of April 4th, 2024, holding a public hearing for the proposed property tax levy. Minutes of the regular city council meeting of April 4th, 2024. Cash receipts and treasurer's report for March 2024. Resolution approving a liquor license for Black Cells LLC, 1324 Main Street, Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service effective May 1st, 2024. Resolution approving a liquor license for Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh, 3001 Main Street, Class B retail alcohol license effective May 6, 2024. Approve sidewalk display permits for 2024 through 2025. Approve special event permit for Bubble Run, April 28, 2024 at Ram Park. Flags over the Mississippi on Main Bridge, June 14, 2024. And Juneteenth, June 20th, 20 through the 22nd, 2024. Parade on Main Street, 5K ending in Ram Park. Motion to pay bills and transfers listed in the registers numbers 5399 through 5401. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda, including the consent agenda?
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 7. Now is the time and place for the public hearing on the fiscal year 2024 through 2025 annual budget. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Gate City on April 6, 2024. I am opening the public hearing at 5:40. On behalf of the City of Keokuk, we present the fiscal year 24-25 budget. The budget reflects the goals and priorities requested by the council, as well as the needs and wants of our citizens. We are required to pass the budget by resolution. All details are attached. Staff recommends approval. Do we have any further discussion? City Clerk, any written comments or objections, have they been received? There being no further comments or objections on this matter, I close the public hearing at 5:40. 7B, consider resolution approving the fiscal year 2024 through 2025 budget. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to say for the record that we did have that meeting last Tuesday of this week where it was gone over in detail. So if anybody out there is looking for specific numbers, it is on the special city council meeting from Tuesday, April 16th, which is archived on the YouTube channel.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 8, now is the time and place for a public hearing proposing the sale of real estate at the 1108 Franklin Street owned by the City of Keokuk. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Gate City paper on April 10th, 2024. I am opening the public hearing at 5:41. 11 Acres LLC, Stephen and Kara Horn, has submitted an offer to purchase 1108 Franklin Street for $100 to construct a small house on. The City of Keokuk has owned the property since November 9th, 2016. The property has been offered for sale by sealed bid on several occasions. A public hearing is required for the disposal of any city-owned property. If the proposal is satisfactory, an agreement will be prepared indicating the city's expectation and a clawback clause written into the deed for the property to revert back to the city if plans do not proceed as per agreement. The council recommends hold a public hearing and dispose of property. Do we have any more discussion? City Clerk, do you have any written comments or objections? Have they been received? Therefore, being no further comments or objections on this matter, I will close the public hearing at 543. Item B, consider resolution disposing of the municipal-owned real property located at 1108 Franklin Street by the city of Keokuk, Iowa. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Item number 9. Now is the time and place for a public hearing approving the Comprehensive Neighborhood Revitalization Grant application. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Gate City on April 11, 2024. I am opening the public hearing at 5:43.
Hi, I'm Sarah Hecox with the Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Commission, and we are working with the city of Keokuk to put together a comprehensive neighborhood revitalization grant. And part of the grant application is to hold a public hearing and to inform the public on the next steps. So the need was identified for the grant to revitalize some of the neighborhoods within the community. And the revitalization will help stabilizing housing in the neighborhood, as well as improve the quality of life for citizens. So if you remember, the city was awarded a $25,000 planning grant to assist MSA and to put a plan together. And now we are applying for the larger portion of the grant. That plan was presented to the council in November of 23, I believe. So the city will apply for a community development block grant. This is the Comprehensive Neighborhood Revitalization Program. And it is available through the Iowa Economic Development Authority. So the city will be the grant recipient, pay contractors out through these funds, and then get reimbursed through the grant. The city is requesting through the CDBG program $1.75 million. There's a 15% local match for this grant, which is $262,500. And then the total project for the neighborhood will be $2,012,500. The application to the Iowa Economic Development Authority is May 14th of 2024. Part of the grant is to assist low to moderate income households. So part of the grant is to for housing rehab, and these individuals would have to be at the 80% of HUD's median family income for Lee County. Those are provided on the slide. So those households will be verified prior to receiving assistance. Keokuk is a low to moderate income community based off the U.S. Census data. So this will help with the sidewalks, the street repairs, stuff like that, to assist those neighborhoods or those blocks receiving the assistance for those activities. This is the kind of a map of the neighborhood. It is from 4th Street to 9th Street and then Main Street to Franklin. So that all the activities that we're proposing will be in those city blocks. During construction of the project, there won't be any residents that will have to leave their home or be displaced. The city of Keokuk will have to adopt a residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance agreement to comply with the CDBG requirements. The city with other CDBG has already should be familiar with these requirements. Oops. We have a committee has been meeting over the last couple of weeks. We took the MSA plan and pulled some of the activities that we felt would be best fit for this neighborhood that would improve the quality of life for the residents in that area. And so we narrowed it down to 4 activities. These are parks and recreation, pedestrian walkways, housing rehab, and then street improvements. So part of the plan is the parks and recreation. We had a couple of new park options. One's at the corner of 6th and Concert. Um, the city already owns, there's 2 lots right there that the city already owns. So we felt this was a good space to do some park improvements, a basketball court for kids. There isn't anything else in the area. So felt that this would be a good use of that space. There's also a grass space across from the library that we considered putting some activity in there for individuals. We also like the location because of the close proximity to the school. There's lots of traffic with kids in this area, and then the library's right there as well. Those were areas that we were looking at developing. We are working on sidewalks with the city and want to work on the sidewalks that would show the connectivity to our new park spaces and allow residents easy access to those new areas. We have a sidewalk map that shows the ones that are poor and would like to address those. So those were included in the plan. The street improvements proposed were also included in MSA's plan. And then also we would like to do housing rehab for residents in that neighborhood. So do you have questions in regards to next steps with the grant application?
I guess one of my questions would be is that we've gotten CDBG funds in different ways, and this is sort of the new direction that the state is going, from my understanding, is saying that they want you to go through a planning process and then apply for instead of doing it how they've done it in the past. Is that correct?
Like the city of Keokuk has received owner-occupied rehab grants for housing, and they have eliminated that program and instead are doing a whole neighborhood program, which would encompass, you know, street repairs, public spaces, upper story. So they've kind of are switching gears from those smaller grants and doing these bigger ones that would impact a bigger area.
And we're one of how many communities that were requested to fulfill?
There's 5 that they have invited to submit an application, and they will fund 3 this year.
I guess I just wanted to share that, I've been here since 2014, and one of the biggest things was housing, but I know that Pam handed out a beautiful little handout here, but a lot of this, it's taken years and years and years. 2018 is when we established the nonprofit Keokuk Neighborhood Initiative, the Housing Corporation, and that took a year to be able to even get that started, and then we've moved that forward, and then we did the Rural Housing Readiness Assessment in 2020, and that was through a state grant that we applied for, and we did that as a housing committee that was over, I think there was about 15 to 20 community representatives that did that. And due to that, we actually were asked to apply for the planning grant, and then from that, we've gone there. So I just want the council to see that this is not something that's just here today. This is something that took years and years of work. And I want to thank Pam for really, making sure to move this forward. And I also want to thank Sarah and Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Commission for being great partners in making these things happen. So these things don't happen overnight, and it's a great opportunity for us. And I just wanted to thank those, and also our community members that have been involved in this. So thank you.
Any discussion? City Clerk, any written comments or objections, have they been received? There being no further comments or objections on this matter, I will close the public hearing at,
I need to
Okay.
go over the housing needs assessment too.
Okay.
At the public hearing. So our committee has kind of gone over some, part of the requirement is we have to go over a housing needs assessment. This is for the purpose of the CDBG only. So Our committees kind of got together and discussed some needs. The first one was community development and housing needs for low to moderate income persons. Since the targeted area and the city in general, it has high poverty levels, it can result in homeowners paying over 30% of their income towards housing. Renters may live in substandard units or have to pay more of 30% towards their rent, and they may have a hard time coming up with funds for down payment to move into homeownership. Other LMI homeowners have trouble with housing repair, maintenance. A lot of times these don't get paid for, overlooked, and then the house continuously falls into disrepair. With Keokuk's older housing stock, they have high energy bills, maybe insufficient heating, water, and electrical systems. This can lead to some homeowners having to go out with some utilities. The older homes that fall in disrepair or become abandoned, become unsafe to the community. They can also lower property values for those other homeowners in the surrounding neighborhood. Other community needs for LMI persons that were identified were better transportation opportunities, hygiene concerns, and sidewalks. So community development needs for just individuals in general were availability of housing, mental health resources, streets and sidewalks, trails for bikes and walking, and a hospital with an emergency room. Maintaining current housing stock and adding more single and multifamily continues to be a need of Keokuk. So to encourage development, the city offers a 3-year tax abatement. We have those partnerships with Keokuk Neighborhood Initiative and also Habitats to help construct single-family homes on infill lots. City has a demolition project to address abandoned and unsafe houses in the community. As Shelley said, they've partnered with, we have the Iowa Initiative for Sustainable Communities. We have a plan for that. Also partnered with University of Iowa to create a Pathways and Greenways plan. And then the Housing Committee completed the Rural Housing Readiness Assessment. So activities to address these housing and community needs. Keokuk is a member of Great River Housing. That is a organization that the Planning Commission administers, and we help housing or households we have rehab funds for them. We also have down payment assistance that can help move them into home ownership. We have done some upper story. We've awarded 3 different developers upper story funds that will create 5 units in downtown Keokuk along Main Street. We are also working with a developer to rehab the 600 block of Main Street, not the whole block, as well as upper story units will be completed. And then also continue to work with Habitat and Keokuk Neighborhood Initiative. So that will be submitted as part of the grants as the needs for not only LMI persons, but just community needs as well.
Any questions now? Again,
What is the amount that you are suggesting that would go to a single family, like a household, to be able to do the repairs?
So with federal funds, they can receive $24,999. Once you hit $25,000, you have to do lead abatement.
Okay.
And we kind of talked about some of the projects you might just do the lead abatement, where others it would be better to keep under that $25,000 mark. So we kind of thought we would see a little bit on both sides of that.
Thank you.
any further discussion? City Clerk, any written comments or objections, have they been received? There being no further comments or objections on this matter, I will close the public hearing at 5:57 Item B, consider resolution approving application for the Comprehensive Neighborhood Revitalization Grant from the Iowa Economic Development Authority Community Development Block Grant Program for a project located from 4th Street to 9th Street and Main Street to Franklin Street. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 10, consider resolution eliminating the accounts payable position at City Hall. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
The accounts payable clerk at city offices resigned the position on March 1st, 2024. The duties related to the position have been amicably divided and assigned to the positions of the deputy city clerk and the payroll clerk in consideration of $5,000 pay increase for both positions effective March 4th, 2024. This move will reduce costs by approximately $48,000. Staff recommends approval. Do we have any discussion?
Do we have job descriptions for any of our positions at the city?
We have job descriptions that need updated.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 11, motion to approve filling the first at-large councilperson seat by appointment. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
During the April 4th, 2024 council meeting, a motion was passed to amend item number 20. Councilperson Shelley Altmans has given the city of Keokuk her resignation from the city council. The best course of action would be to fill by appointment. Because the chosen candidate will be fulfilling Councilperson Altman's first at-large seat, the seat will then be up for election on the November 2025 ballot. The amendment was to amend the date to the general election in November 2024. Subsequent information has come to light through the Lee County Auditor indicating that the original stance was correct. To ensure accuracy and alignment with the current understanding, this motion aims to correct the previous decision. Staff recommends approving the motion. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Item number 12, council liaison reports. Item number 13, staff reports.
Brian, I think you're the only one.
Yeah, due to the current rain events we've had this week, the Oakland Cemetery tombstone tune-up that was scheduled for this Saturday will be canceled. The rain date would be next Saturday, April 27th. Also, about a week and a half ago, we finally received our NEPA clearance for the Riverfront Trail, which was the last step we needed to jump through to get this going. And we're now on the DOT schedule for a bid letting September 17th.
Item number 14, new business.
Just 1 second, Mayor. I need to provide an update on the automated enforcement program. The legislators have passed a bill 2618 that is going to set forth some parameters in which these programs can be operated. In the meantime, before we implement our program and see how that's going to affect our specific program, we are putting that on hold to see if the governor is going to sign it or not. It is expected that she will sign it at some point.
Any more new business?
I have some new business. Well, thank you for your kind words at the beginning of the meeting. It's in May, it would be 10 years that I've been in Keokuk. I will be returning on the weekends for the foreseeable future until we sort of get our transition figured out. But I wanted to share first that the KCCD Center, Keokuk Community Child Development Center, is having their open house tomorrow. They're celebrating 5 years being open. I was the president of that organization, And so they are going to be looking for some board members. They have some great board members right now, but they're always looking for board members too if you're involved, if you're interested in getting involved in childcare. They're also going to be extending their hours and announcing what those hours are going to look like tomorrow. And then also Keokuk Neighborhood Initiative, our 501c3 housing corporation. Tim Peebler is the president of that organization. They're going to be looking for board members as well. People that are interested in getting involved in housing and how do we keep moving the rural housing readiness assessment plan forward and making things happen. So I think those are a few of the things, but I do want to thank everybody that I've served with, and I want to thank the community for being an amazing place to work and learn and grow. So thank you.
Thanks, Shelley. Any more new business? Item number 15, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting, and we will take about a 5-minute break and come back for the workshop.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting's adjourned. On this what? Just see what they feel about it. I mean, I know people are going to ask why we didn't get another. Well, then I will let you say all you want. That's great.
There's still some of them. I was over there. Firewood hanging up on the wall.
There's probably not the same colors here though, are they? I know, but
Well, YouTube, the sound comes through on YouTube really well. You know, yeah, well.
Why don't we put the cabinet out there with 2 speakers down here on this level, go straight out?
There's a couple better solutions than what. But us,
That's right, that's right. Yeah, I don't agree with something. You know, I think. Cowboys, whoever, maybe whatever.
Right.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I don't.
I lost my workshop.
I got it. Okay, we're going to call to order the council workshop, April 18th, 2024, immediately following the regular meeting. We only have one item on the agenda, and it is the acoustic treatment for the city council chambers bid. It should be in your packet, and was from this company that had originally come down. They came down here and did some measuring and worked with Brian and I to take a look at it. And so you're looking at that. That's the only bid we have, and the reason it's the only bid we have is because every other place that I was looking for is extremely far away. So you can pretty much bet that it's going to take a while to get them here. So does anybody have any thing they want to discuss?
I've got a much cheaper, probably a much more effective idea that I think would work well. And it would involve looping together different headphone monitors.
Okay,
There would be one for each station, for each council member, and for each, department head. And what we would need to do is just take one of the lines, like whatever the line that's supplying the YouTube feed would be, we would just need a similar line. It would all be grouped together, and then we would all have our individual volume control. It would just require us to wear a set of headphones is the only catch.
okay,
But it would be substantially more cost-effective and a lot easier to do than, from what I understand, is being proposed with the soundproofing method.
okay.
So within Public Works Department, not quite on the line of Councilman Walker's, but we could internally, because we just got done doing this over in one of our renos at the Sid Center, soundproofing the walls. Buy our own panels, not near as many as what was spec'd out on the $34,000 plan. Place them around on the sidewalls, up in the corners where the lights are, and try not to take away from the aesthetics of the paint and stuff on the buildings. And do that for a really reasonable price and keep the labor in-house. And I know anything we add is gonna help alleviate the echo problem.
Yeah.
And try that first, see how much that helps the room. And if we did need to go with some technology, we could do that also. The only thing with the headphones, I don't know how that affects the audience if we have a live.
Yeah, it wouldn't
a
really
live
improve sound
audience.
for them,
Yeah.
but we could even put up a couple smaller monitors aiming at the audience that would,
Because
but
those, I mean, the soundboards like what's on the wall here, I mean, we bought them off of Amazon for the Sid Center. They're not that expensive off of Amazon. And there's all kinds of different sizes, shapes, colors, so.
I definitely like that idea a lot more than not to say that the Musicians Pro Shop doesn't have a sound design, because it really is, and I'm sure it would be very effective. It's just the price tag.
Yeah,
It
we
really
really
comes
don't
down.
have, as far as, me being also kind of the buildings facilitator for the city, we really don't have that money to throw at the council chambers right now, so. I would recommend that we come up with something internally, come up with a price that will be a fraction of that. And I'm still kind of up in the air whether the public works guys can install these internally, or if I'm gonna guess we'll have to get a contractor at least to do the ones on the ceiling. But it's still gonna be a fraction of the cost of that $35,000.
I was also going to say, I don't think the headphone idea is a bad one. I think that for people that are hard of hearing anyways, it's not a bad thing. And you should be able to get some Bluetooth headphones that would just hook up back here easy enough, or somewhere where we could put a Bluetooth thing and people could connect to it. And that would also be available to people that are in the crowd.
Well, you could have separate packs, kind of like you would
Yeah.
do on stage,
Exactly.
and that might be a little bit pricier, but yeah, that would still work.
Yeah.
And
So
then
then we
they
have
would
an
all have their
option
own
for
volume
people.
controls as
Yeah.
well.
And so then people that do want to have that, they have it. I mean, I know some people like at home, they'll use them when they're watching television, or sometimes they can also use their own hearing aids, can plug into those things. So it just depends on what options people have. So.
Yeah, I like both things that have been presented with inquiring about headphones. I know we've had some real casual conversations about how we could go about with the headphones. I do know that the media center room in the back that runs the video feed already has the audio outs ready to go for us to plug some kind of transmitter into. So it would just be really figuring out what that whole system would be for the headphone side of it. And I like letting us internally see what we can do with doing some sound panels, because even if what we do internally doesn't completely fix the problem, it will make improvements without running the risk of damaging anything.
Do you have a general cost estimate based on the acoustic panels that you saw on Amazon?
So when we did the ones at the Sid Center, I'm trying to count in my mind how many we bought. We bought around 20, because we had to do the 2 new conference rooms down there because they were extremely echoey. And then the exterior wall, I believe all in, we were like $1,200. That's installation and buying the panels. I think we'll probably maybe need a few more than that in here, but I think everything in here will probably be around $2,500 to $3,000. And if that gives us I know it'll make the acoustics better. I don't know if, like I said, I'm not sure if it'll make it perfect or not, but it's a lot cheaper start.
Yeah, well, I mean, if that's something that, that you would like to do, I'm all for that. Maybe start there and then maybe work in if some folks would like to have, a headphone monitor. I think they usually go for about $50 pop.
Yeah.
The cords involved. If we had a complete setup of those, it'd probably be in the $1,200 range after everything was said and done with,
So even with combining both of those, we're still significantly less than the design.
So it sounds like we got 2 really good ideas that could maybe even merge, and we can look into it further. And so I will contact Musicians Pro and thank them for giving us the quote, and let them know that we are going to try to go a different way so they aren't just sitting waiting for us to say something. If If there's no other comments and everybody's ready, it's time to go home. Do I have a motion to, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let's go home. Shop local and be kind.